These intros are extremely impromptu. Every intro is me. Also, I'm live, by the way.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Every intro is literally me doing my little bullshit and then putting the guest on the spot and being like, say what's up to the people. And then they're like,
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
I'm like, oh, whoops, I should die. So, let's switch it up, man. I'm still working on being a podcaster. But either way.
No, I think you're doing it the right way because you're just being like, I'm live, let's go.
Yeah, like, what's up? Like, so, but anyways, everybody, welcome to episode 6, the Kayfart podcast. I got my boy, the resident Kayfart editor, FamineKid, my dear friend.
Hey, what's up?
Have you
How's it going? Not like we haven't been talking for the last 10 minutes.
I was about to say, we've been chopping it up, but that's
behind the scenes.
I was about to say, there's some gems that happened off stream, but it's okay. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
So, a lot of things, like I mentioned before, Famine and I are good friends. But there's a lot of stuff I have never asked him because I was saving the juice for the podcast episode. So
yeah,
I actually want to hop right into it because I don't even think I know this story, but. How did you start streaming, and when? How long have you been streaming? That's why I asked.
Actually, I don't even know, man. I think I started streaming. Well, okay, so let's go way back. What up, Riley? But yeah, let's go way back. I was introduced to streaming. I think just around the time Justin TV just ended, so like became Twitch.tv.
Wow.
Through my friend Sean, he introduced me to Kayfart.
Oh wow! That's
yeah,
a crazy throwback.
Yeah, Kayfart, and I was like, I don't get it. Is this like reality TV? Is this like lady this stupid? Or like, I was like, I don't get it. And he was like, no, you fucking idiot. She's like the smartest person on the internet right now.
I was about to say, she's fleecing people. Yeah,
I was like, this is crazy. So I was like, she's live 24/7, and ever since then I wanted to stream, but I kind of grew up in the rural. That's such a hard word to say. The middle of nowhere, Ireland, and like there's no internet. So I couldn't stream there, and then I moved down to Limerick, where I live now. And the only place I had my computer set up was in like a room with like 3 other people that would be in the whole time. We had like an office, I guess you'd say, in this case. And the entire time, so for like maybe like 4 years, I was like, I want to stream. But I didn't have anywhere set up. And then one of my housemates, Ben, moved out and I took his room. And I was like, shit, I can fit my computer in here.
Nice.
And like the next day I went live.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so like for 4 years, I was like, I want to stream. And I guess I was just, I was always making excuses as to why, I don't have the thing.
Yeah,
I don't have this, that, the other. The second I started, I was like, oh, I'm in love with this. So I think it would have been like December, like 2019 maybe, or 2020. 2020 maybe. And I don't know why I started, except for that I wanted to. You're
just like, fuck it.
Yeah, let's ball.
What was the stuff you started to stream? Were you streaming just chatting? Were you gaming? Like, what were you doing?
Yeah, no. When I started off, I think I did a thing where I started off with like just PC games. I think I played like Apex for my first stream. Hey, what's up, DSK? And I'm terrible at those games. I don't like them. I played that, and I played like Yakuza or something like that. But the entire time I wanted to get I used to have like a massive PS2 collection set up. Like you can't see them from here, but I've got like I've got a lot of PS2 games in my room. So once I got that shit set up, I was like, I'm gonna play all of them. So that's like the first year of my life going through them, like Metal Gear Solid, like Rule of Rose, Zone of Enders stuff. I'm looking at whatever I played here.
Yeah, that's a.
I wanted to get through
throwback.
games.
That's a mecha one, right? That's like.
Sorry.
That's like robots in it, right? Zone of Enders.
Yeah, it's like a mecha game. Yeah,
that game's cool. I remember that game.
Yeah, I wanted to get through all of them, and then when I was done that, I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what am I gonna do now?"
Yeah.
I had like no idea of what you were supposed to do on stream, you know? Like most of us when we start. And then I started doing the top 100 GameCube games, and that's probably what everybody who's at least watching now was like, "Oh shit, yeah." Because I was talking about this yesterday on stream. I don't think of myself as a retro gamer, and I'm there like, next I'm gonna play Zone of Enders 2. You know, it's
Yeah, I
like,
was about
yeah,
to say
okay, I
like, but
am.
everything you played is retro games, like.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Or at least on stream, because you're playing what? You're playing Mega Man right now. You're playing Mega Man 2 and 3. You're a retro.
Man,
You're a
I
retro
don't know
gamer,
why I'm
dude.
doing it to myself.
Yeah.
Those
No, those
games are
games are
so
fucked.
difficult.
Those games are fucked up, bro. OG Mega Mans
I
are
d-
like will make you rip your hair out.
Dude, were any of you there for when I was trying to beat the second last stage of Wily on Mega Man 2?
I was
Oh,
there for
I
a
was
bit.
like,
Yeah.
I was tilted as hell, man. It was like,
Hmm.
Moo knows, Moo was there. I've never been that angry on stream before. It's pretty funny.
Just struggling. Yeah, bro. No, those OG Mega Man games are definitely like fucked up. But yeah, no, I actually think that's dope. Like retro games, bro, they don't get enough love. I think having a sick ass game collection just feels so good, you know? Like when I look over
I
at my stack of games, I'm like, damn, this is just beautiful. Like
I think it's funny as well because like in my head I never really realized that I was retro gaming because so like I guess I went to college when the PS4 just came out. Um, so I'm old. I'm an old man. I'm 30. I just
mhm.
turned 30 like 4 days ago, five
I was
days
about to say
ago,
a couple of days
and
ago. Yeah. Happy birthday to our
yeah.
boy.
So like when I went to college, ironically, I think that's where I stopped playing games. I think I fell out of love with them. Ironically, because I went to study video game development, so I was like making
Mm,
games in college and being like, I don't want to fucking play them. So I
yeah.
didn't really jump into the PS4, PS5 era. And when I was in college, I broke my Xbox 360. So I went like PS2, Xbox 360 that era. And so then when I came back to gaming, it was like, oh yeah, I'll just play some of my old games that aren't in my head. I was like, these aren't old.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, they were like 4 consoles
I was about
behind.
to say they're
You
definitely
know?
old. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I just went back into it thinking like this is just what games are. Do you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
then I guess I played like maybe some modern games and was like, oh, maybe I am a bit behind. Maybe
Dude,
controls have changed. Maybe we
that
don't use tank controls anymore. You know?
dude, that is like so. That is such an interesting thing too because I was afraid of streaming for the very same reason you were just talking about with the video game development stuff because I was like, what if I start streaming and I like I just it feels like a job, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh fuck, I don't.
Sometimes it does, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like I have to be. You have to be very careful with like your select because if you take gaming away from me, I'm a shell of a man, dude. I
I
got
think
nothing.
I think the I think the best thing to do there is to just like leave some of your like favorite stuff
Hmm.
off stream, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm playing The Last of Us 2 currently off stream.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, and I'm so fucking glad I'm not playing it live because there's
Yeah.
been a bunch of moments where like I've thought of in my head of like this would be a good part to do like something like this live, and I'm like that would ruin your experience. Why you
Oh, so yeah.
like stop thinking like
Hmm.
that?
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Facts, facts, facts. Yeah, no, I feel the same way. There's definitely some games that I'm like, I probably would just not play this. Like, but I think also it depends on how you look at streaming too, because I'm definitely becoming more casual with it, where I'm just like, I'm just gonna play what I want and not worry about shit. Like, I just do what I
It's
want,
really
you know?
it's kind of funny because I feel like I'm on the opposite end of that now, where I'm
Mm.
like I kind of want to at least attempt, but I'm so
Uh-huh.
lazy, man. That's the problem. I want to at least attempt, becoming like a not just a gaming streamer. I want to do like interesting stuff on
I was
stream.
about to, you've definitely
You
been
know,
you've been streaming more consistently too though is the thing because you're definitely getting
true.
like way more consistent viewership now. Like,
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with. I talked to people about this before. Um, I changed my time schedule, and it seems to suit.
mm,
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but like shout outs to like everybody who's been in my stream for like the last like year or two or whatever it is. But whatever way I kind of changed my stream schedule to now, it's there's more like people my age in my chat or whatever like that.
mm-hmm.
And I guess it's just made it easier to just be like on those days where I'm not in the mood to be a streamer. It's just a conversation with the homies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like, why not go live? You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely feel that. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing how the way all that shit works. But I'm actually curious about this too. Like, do you feel like you have any big streamer influences that you're like, because you know, I feel like I heard this a lot, like when I was first started streaming. I was like watching a lot of videos and shit and being like, you know, the best thing for you to have is like a streamer who does what you do but is like a little bigger than you, so you can kind of see what they're doing, kind of thing. Like, do you feel like you have that person, or are you just kind of doing your own thing?
Yeah, I do.
Person
It's
or
someone I
people?
don't watch at all.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It's someone which is, it's not that I don't watch them at all. It's that I come in and out to their stuff. I think they're just too hectic to watch all the time, which I feel like I would think if I watched myself too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Jerma. I really like Jerma,
Oh,
man.
okay, yeah.
Because his how do you explain it? He's like, he kind of does whatever the fuck he wants. Really, he doesn't buy into the whole like I don't know how to explain it without sounding like an asshole. But you know, like the clicks of fucking
On Twitch.
Twitch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I think a lot of people who we kind of hang about with are kind of the same. Where it's just like, I'm just doing what I want to do live.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
But yeah, I think it's Jerma. I think I wrote this down a while ago. I think I don't know who it was. It might have been like Ludwig or someone put like this video up, and I think Stel. Do you know Stel? Stelios underscore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stel and me and Tree Andy, I think we're talking. We all watched the video, and in it, it's like, write down like 5 people that you like are like you would like to be like.
That's,
and
I'm pretty sure that's where I heard it from. That's why I was asking you that question. I'm pretty sure that's where I got it from.
Yeah. I when we were talking about that, I think I wrote down Casey Tron. I wrote down Jerma. I wrote down Clint Stevens. I wrote down like maybe Mango, and I probably wrote down like someone like Ludwig at the time as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I took away from that was like, they're all fucking these like isolated individuals on the internet that I mean, like Mango is like, you know, he's like the king of like Melee or whatever that, but he just kind of does whatever he wants. He also just happens to be the goat. Free spirit, you know? Free spirit
for sure.
No, Riley, shake my head. I'm sorry, Riley 64 is my hero.
Yeah. Riley Scott 64 is the goat. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. What about you? Or maybe I shouldn't be asking you these questions.
No, I mean, hey, bro, I just, you know, not enough podcast hosts get asked you know, you never ask how your podcast host is doing. Thank
Let's
you.
get into K Marathon.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm hosting this podcast just to hear myself talk, really.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I don't know. I think for me, like, I don't know if I have 5, but I definitely feel like I feel like AJ is one of the first ones that I was kind of like, okay, like I can kind of emulate this, because for me, it's like I have a very specific sort of taste in games, which is like Melee, and then like I don't even play Melee anymore, really. Like the people in here who are probably like just fiending for Melee content again is like they're starving because I haven't played that shit.
Yeah.
Like a month.
Like turn this goddamn podcast off. Get that Melee on, son.
Yeah, I was about to say I do podcasts and I just play other shit now, but I feel like AJ I was about to say like he's AJ was definitely one, and I don't know, like there's not that many people who are like streaming the same kind of RPGs that I play, and if they are, then I don't know them. So I think AJ for me is definitely one of the first people that sort of influenced me, and I was kind of like, okay, like I could.
Yeah, AJ's a goat.
Yeah, AJ's nice with it.
I'd have the opposite take of that, where I don't want to emulate AJ. What I want to do is I want AJ to pop off and for me to work for him.
Yeah.
Come on, AJ, get your shit together.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. That's funny as fuck.
He's the you know, he's the homie, man.
Yeah, no, dude, that's my fucking bro. I make the trip to go hang out with him like every week. I love that guy. Him and Jill, they're some of my favorite people.
Oh, Jill's the homie too. Yeah, I can't wait to I'm gonna have to come over eventually and meet.
For sure. Too. When you are, bro, I got you. When Mukavo was here, I took him to AJ's. We had a great time. It was fun. But
was that the only time you and Moo were ever nice to each other, when there was no cameras rolling? Just
no, we're cool-ish off stream. We're cool-ish. Yeah. Like, you know, when we're not on the internet, we're pretty chill with each other. But then the cameras start rolling.
I have a question for you. How's KMU Thursdays going? You know,
what's that score at? It's 12-18 right now. I'm trying trying to give him that, false sense of security.
Oh, it's 18. It was 10 to 18 last time I checked.
Oh, it was.
So.
Oh yeah, I had a 2-0,
Oh.
but
Nice.
since I'm on the laptop, I can't play. He's practicing his ass off over there. He's streaming Melee all the time.
He's afraid of those two.
I'm just like, don't worry. Once I get back to Cali, it's a wrap, bro. Don't worry about that. But yeah, no. I'm actually curious now because I feel like this is actually interesting because the answers you gave me for the the streamer influences actually surprised me because most of them are like big streamers. So this kind of segues into my next question, which is like, what are your goals with streaming if you have any?
Yeah, I have one. Anyway, I maybe some smaller ones like so. I want to play the top 100 GameCube games, etc., like that. Those aren't really goals. Yeah. I kind of set them. I kind of set the top 100 GameCube game as a goal so that I would have something to fill in between everything else I wanted to do, and then it became like my focus.
Yeah.
But at the minute, my biggest one, and it's been my one since the start, I want to run a game show.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've actually started working on my first iteration of it with Tree Try Andy.
What?
Yeah, we're working on a game. I'm not going to give out any like details of it. It's going to be called Toe in the Line.
Okay.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to have other streamers on because I think it's just easier to have reliable people. Instead of having like people in the chat come on and then like I don't know, come in and say something homophobic or something. You're like, we got to end the show.
Yeah. It's like people who you have seen, who you kind of know, like.
And we have like some fun stuff planned for it. We're working on like the first episode. Watch it for me then. We're working on some fun stuff, but Andy just it happens to all of us. Andy just took an internet break there for a while. He's having a little bit of a decompress. So maybe like when in the new year we're gonna try run episode 1, see how it goes.
Yeah.
Toe in the line. Watch out for it. It's gonna be super fun because it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be one of those things as well where it's kind of gonna be a bit mayhem.
Okay.
So it's gonna.
I'm excited for that. What the heck?
Yeah, there's some like the prizes are gonna be like gifted subs in your chat or something like that. But we're gonna have like punishments and we're gonna have like some like fun themes to it and stuff. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, dude, it's not just hey, bro. You hit my line if you need some people.
Oh, we will be.
I'm a streamer, brother.
Yeah, no. I think there's gonna have to be a KMU episode. I think.
Oh, that would be juice. Yeah, that would be a juicer for sure.
We can run it on Thursday if needs be.
Oh yeah, it's symbolic. Yeah, that's amazing. That's super cool. I'm definitely looking forward. I didn't even know about that. You see, people we're learning. We're learning to.
I think no one really knows. I think maybe like Kilted Kitten in chat. I think I might have gotten drunk and explained it to her and Sir Shavocado. I think everybody else hasn't heard,
Yeah. So we're getting exclusive FamineKid content on this podcast right now, you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. Yeah.
This is.
I kind of wanted to have it running by now, but it was just one of those things where I think we've got pretty much everything ready for episode 1, except for maybe like some like graphics and maybe like some technical details. Like we've got I can't talk about it, right? It's not that exciting. I just don't want to give stuff away that gets cut.
Yeah,
no,
just keep it. No need to.
Yeah. It's like not showing your art until it's finished, kind of thing. Yeah. But I kind of wanted to run it by now. But just talking to Andy, and we were like, you know what? He was like, I need like a week off the internet, and that turned into 2 or 3. So
Sometimes it's nice, when you're on the internet too much, or when you're streaming too much. It's like, damn, I just need to chill. Like your brain gets so streamer. You're like, oh shit, I'm not streaming. I gotta go live. Like it's a weird mental thing sometimes. So sometimes you just need to take a break. I totally get it.
Yeah, I think as well. I think Andy. So Tree Try Andy, by the way, is like, the way you get like a Twitch partner is a bad word to say it, but the way you get like a Twitch husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy's my Twitch husband. Like we met each other when we had no viewers. We've been homies from then. From
day one.
And so like whenever I kind of go do something now, I do it with him, and he is trying to do like more like YouTube content now, I think. So like, just the idea of going live drained him.
Yeah, I feel.
But do you know what? You know what's gonna happen as well? He's gonna be like, bro, Episode 1, towing the line, let's go. And I'm gonna be like, I need to decompose. For
I
a
need to
week, man.
decompress. Yeah, you know, like I've been gone while you were gone, so I just need to take a
Yeah.
break. 'Cause
Yeah.
damn, everyone's talking. See what Famine did now. Everyone's sad that they don't have Twitch husbands and Twitch daddies.
Y'all don't have Twitch husbands. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Get yourself one, man.
I mean, yeah.
You
I
see,
was
you
about
all
to say-
popped off too early.
Yeah, I don't want to call Mukavo my Twitch husband. He's more like the Twitch hoe. He's my Twitch. He's my Twitch
Yeah, he's
hoe.
your Twitch hoe.
He's my
yeah.
Twitch hoe. He's the Twitch hoe. JK,
So good.
that's my boy. But yeah, no, we're
Yeah, I think me and Andy maybe are like I call him my Twitch husband. I don't know if he would consider himself that, but I think it's because we did all that like networking thing. You know when you start streaming and you're like, oh shit, I don't know anyone, and you're going into chats or whatever like that. We found each other. We were pretty much like our like second or third viewer each, and then we for like a year we just like didn't introduce ourselves to anybody else. We just
you just talk to
we were
each
like,
other.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're just
every
bros
stream
now.
was just us in each other's chat until we met like Cyanide Gunner and like Stell and stuff like that. And then
yeah, I was
Stell
about to say,
introduced me
I
to
know all those
AJ.
people. Yeah, and then
That's how I met all you.
and then you expanded a little bit. Yeah, bro. I didn't even
Yeah.
know Moo streamed for like 4 months, maybe.
Oh right.
I was like,
that's so funny.
oh, you stream? He was like, oh yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, so how do you all know each other then? Did you know like AJ in real life or something?
I met Moo early, like before I was even an affiliate. Like I met Moo because this guy named Squid the Cat rated me, and then I mentioned Fire Emblem as I tend to do from time to time. And then he was like, and he was like Fire Emblem, and I was like Fire Emblem, and then Twitch ho, and then he became
and then Twitch ho.
Then the Twitch ho status was applied. Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I also thought of another thing, another goal I have for Twitch. Sorry to like jump way back.
No, please.
This wall, man. I want to fill the wall. I don't know if any of you know about this, but I have like a chat redemption thing. It's like 15k points. You can put an image on my wall, and at the minute, as you can see, it's getting there, but there's some empty spots. So if anybody wants to put another picture of toes on my wall,
There you go.
Man, my chat keep turning me into the toe guy, man. It's crazy. I swear to God.
You know, I mean, that's you put no restriction on it, so you know people are gonna go wild.
Do you know what? I do have a restriction on it, and I think that's the problem. I have no not suitable for work stuff. But now that I brought it up, I think beforehand they would have been like understood it. But the fact that I said it, now they're all like, "How far can I go?"
Yeah,
you know?
they're trying to toe the line. Oh,
They're trying to toe the exactly.
They're trying to toe the line. See, I got you, bro. Don't worry. This is I do this shit.
so
I'm a
good.
podcast host, bro. I do this shit.
Margasm's asking, "Are Sonic feet allowed?" Yeah, man. Look what's on my. It's you got Midna from Twilight Princess and I can't think of her name. Crystal from Star Fox Adventures up there. You know.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Need some male representation toes up here. You know.
Mars all about equality, man.
Exactly. I've been saying it since day one.
The grippers, goddamn. Yeah. But, so my next sort of topic, I feel like we talked about a little bit, but I actually want to go a little bit more in detail, which is like sort of your history with gaming, because it was more like history with gaming and how do you pick games that you play for stream. But we already talked about how you did the PS2 thing and then the top 100. But like, what was your initial like experience? Like, how did you get into gaming? How did you like? What was that process like? Are you just
So I don't fully remember my first game or anything like that. I have really bad memory. I can barely remember last year. Never mind being a kid. But I think it might have been something on the Sega. Do you call it a Mega Drive or a Genesis? I can never remember
Sega
which
Genesis.
One. Yeah, so we had Mega Drive here, same console, but and do you know what, man? To get like a little bit sad for a minute, I when I was in primary school, which is I guess your elementary school, I went to the middle. I live in the middle of nowhere, so there were 7 people in my entire year, not my class, my entire year.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of them is a person who stayed back a year because there was so little people in his year he was the only boy. So I was like one of like 4 or 5 guys and 3 girls in my class or something like that. And I didn't get on with anyone in my entire
Oh.
school except for this one dude, Niall, who was in like a different year.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like no friends for like 6 years of my life in
God
school. So
damn.
I focused in on gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I when I would come home, it was like I guess my escape or whatever like that.
Yep.
Um, but even though I didn't have like any friends as a child, sad to say, I've still always been like a real social person. So by the time I went to secondary school, my gaming became more of like a like, oh, you like games, I like games. Let's not play them. Let's go hang out and listen to music, you know, and we'll talk about them.
It was like the
So,
entry
but like
point.
I said, yeah, I've always just been about like I'm a real people guy. So the second it was like, oh, we should play games together, I would show up and like not play. I would just talk.
Nice.
um, but yeah, I think it's really good because I think like it made I don't know how to explain it, but like I don't know if it's the same where you grew up, but like being into video games and stuff like that like meant you were a freak. um,
Yeah.
like I live in the middle of nowhere. We're both laughing at
Yeah.
MS chat in
Yeah.
common, right?
Yeah. It's good through it. This
But
guy's throwing me off. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, were you? Yeah, gaming and anime exactly like Mara said, and like having the long hair made you a freak where I came from. And like another thing as well is like if you didn't wear white runners, I came from a real fucking dumb place, right? If you were like wore like Vans or Cons or stuff like that, you get beat up. Um,
Goddamn.
but so I became like this kind of like
AJ,
yo,
thank you so much, brother. Oh my gosh, thanks for the raid, AJ. Hey everybody.
hey there. But yeah, fucking. What was I talking about? Oh
That's
yeah,
what
yeah. So through video gaming, I met like a bunch of different people because I was still really like chatty and like social and stuff like that. But then I was like, I play video games, so people were like, "Hey man, I also play video games, but like I watch anime as well, but I don't talk to it about anybody, do you know?"
Yeah.
So that's how I think that's why I stayed playing games and ended up in college studying them. You know, literally just because they carried me through like friendships.
Yeah, no, I'm the same exact. Like my best friends, like IRL, are people who are like closet gamers, and then we're actually like like Cole, aka freaking Viva Pigeon, who's always in here. Like my boy is my roommate. Like we literally have.
That's your roommate?
Yeah, he was my roommate in college.
We were literally talking about Viva Pigeon yesterday on my stream. Someone gifted a bunch of subs.
He got one.
I got so many subs because of my birthday that it was like I was like, who the fuck is Viva Pigeon? I was like, they've never even been here.
Yeah,
like, that's Kay's boy.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that's my boy. Like he's pretty much one of my best friends. Like he's basically my brother.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, no, he and I were just because we're both like very similar in terms of we're both like feeling each other out. Because I saw him playing something and I was like, oh, you play this? And then he was like, you know this? And then we were both kind of like eyebrow raised, and then we just became friends. Like, we're like, okay, you're cool.
Friends,
yeah, like okay, you're cool. You're fucking cool. You're all right. But yeah, no, I hella feel that. I think I feel like a lot of gamers have the same origin stories with like gaming, like that's the escape. Because I was the same way. Like at first I was playing games with my brothers, like growing up, like it was just the thing for us to do. Like that's how we bonded. And then I ended up moving to California. Like my parents split, and then I moved to California. I didn't know anyone. I had no friends. I'm shy because unlike you, I'm not social. I'm extremely fucking shy person. Like to this day, like the first couple times I went even to AJ who just raided, like I was anxious as shit every time I was about to hang out with him because I was like, what if he thinks I'm lame? What if he thinks I'm just like a fucking loser? Like what if they just don't fuck with me? I was always like, oh my gosh. But then I'm like, like it just works out. So gaming was the easy escape where I was like, I don't have to talk to anyone. I can just fucking play. I could just fucking
flame them with Mark here. Yeah,
I was like, I could just chill.
Yeah, no, I have the opposite problem, man. I'll just like show up and be too confident, and then I come home and I'm like, bro, I should have stopped talking. I should have let someone say something, you know?
Yeah. I feel that's so funny. Yeah, no, I definitely am more quiet usually when it comes to I like it's easier in one-on-one hangouts. Like that's why the podcast format works for me. Like I'm very good when I'm talking to one person. In like a group or party setting, I usually get tired very quickly, or I just have like my homies that I just stick with like the entire night or whatever. You know what I mean? When it's like a party.
Yeah, no, I'm literally the opposite. If you take me to a party, you will catch me when we're leaving. And you'll just be like, dude, I haven't seen you the whole night. And I'll be like, yeah, man, I fucking met such and such. You know them? And you'll be like, I don't even know who that is. Like, who are you talking to?
That's a good thing, though. I was about to say that's a good quality to have, honestly.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm like the fish in net. You know, like cast me out. I'll bring the homies back. You know.
Yeah.
It was like in secondary school, which is like I guess like your high school. Mm-hmm. That used to happen. I used to find like introverts, and they were like, "Oh, I got a group of people you need to meet. Follow me."
Yeah, come on, step into my
You guys
office.
will get on, and I'll go away. I'll go away again. You know.
Yeah. That's definitely that's what's up. Like, I think that's good though. Like, that's actually such a good skill to have. Like, you can. I'm learning that more these days. Like, at least I'm trying to. Like, Twitch has definitely helped me try and talk to people more, because my friends who hear that I stream, they're like, "You stream? Like, you hate talking to people." I'm like, yeah, but you know, they're gamers, so it's easier. Like most of them are gamers, so we're cool. Like, because I was just always known as the fucking guy who's just like, don't talk to me. Don't.
I think it's easier because like when you're on Twitch, it's almost assumed that like you're a bit of an introvert, right? Because it's like, sure. We're on here, yeah. It's not like the fucking extroverts are on Twitch that much, you know?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, they're out doing shit.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
They're out doing shit. Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. So I switch gears a little bit because I actually want to talk about the editing stuff now.
Oh yeah.
Like, how did you start editing as a job, and is that something that you always wanted to do, or is it just kind of something you just happen to fall into?
Complete accident. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I was trying to be like a software programmer beforehand, but I didn't want to go like the I hate the industry, man. I hate like working in an office and stuff. So when I started Twitch streaming, I was like, fuck, I need to make like videos and TikToks and stuff like that. And I started editing for myself, and like very quickly I was like, whoa, this is like the most enjoyable thing I've ever done in my life. Like,
wow,
the stuff that people seem to be complaining about, I really enjoy. Like, I kind of love like picking apart like a 8-hour stream and turning it into a video, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, and then someone was like, hey, do you want to edit for me? And now it's my full-time job. That's literally how it happened.
That's just how it happened. And then now you started branching out the clientele a little bit. Can you hear me?
Cool. Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Can stream see me? Dear Lord God Almighty. What a horrible time for that to happen.
Be back.
Like, literally the worst time for that to happen.
I think it's pretty funny. It's good. It's good. Wow. You know what? It just goes to show your chat's loyalty. They're all still here.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say the people are putting on.
People want more K. They want more Kayfart.
I appreciate all y'all for real. Oh wait, I was just about to say. Okay, I was messing with all my tabs. I had AJ stream open, and then I saw myself. I just like panicked for a second. Okay.
I got a question for you. When you get big and famous, do you think you're ever gonna regret calling this the Kayfart podcast?
Never. Not one day. Not one day will I regret. If I lose the Kayfart roots, who am I? Who
exactly?
Who have I become if I start regretting the nickname Kayfart? That's not the guy. That's not the guy I want to be. Okay, but okay. I think we left off on you were editing you started as an accident, and then you enjoyed it.
I wonder where we got cut off at, but yeah, I did any of you hear about me talking about the government grant thing?
But I think that's where we got cut off, where it was like, you could.
So yeah, I got this scheme thing where like, for like, if you are unemployed, you can get this grant to start yourself as self-employed, and you kind of have to prove it. You got to like fill out loads of forms and stuff like that. But I was like, hey, I don't have like a safety net to start this because, like, you know, I'm not rich. And they were like, yeah, fuck it. Prove to us that you can do this. And I tried to do that years ago, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago when I came out of college, and I failed that miserably. They were like, no, they rejected my like job application. And this time they were like, "Oh yeah, this is like so simple. Like you can prove to us that you can edit videos because like you've been doing it."
Mm-hmm.
um, so I went through it really quickly, and now it's kind of my full-time job. You know,
Nice.
I got a few months left on that scheme as well to figure out more clients and stuff.
Yeah.
But if anybody wants any editing,
I was
hit
about
your
to
boy
say,
up.
plug it, bro. He's done great work for me. The
Yeah.
K fart is telling you right now. Famine is about the shits. Very professional too, because he has to work with me, and I'm just like, just do whatever the fuck you want, and he's like, okay, well,
Yeah,
I kind of need some direction. I'm like,
it's so funny, man. How like
yeah.
some clients are like, I need at like 4 minutes and 25 seconds. I need you to edit this one frame to the left. You're like, yeah, cool, and you're like, yeah, man, good job, bro.
I'm like, hey, he sends me something. I'm like, good shit. He's like, oh, well, actually, maybe I could do this and make it a little better. I'm like, yeah. You know what?
You're like,
yeah,
oh,
that
yeah.
sounds great. I don't think I've
I
said
never
no
thought
to
about that.
one thing you've said yet. one thing he said. I've never been like, oh, well, actually, I'm like, yeah. You know what?
Yeah, like the first time I
Okay.
edited for you, I like sent you like the first draft or whatever like that, and I was like, yeah, tell me what you think and what you want changed, and you're like, this is great, and I was like, no, okay, this is the part where you tell me like
He's
what you need
testing me.
edited again.
I know. He's testing me. I failed. He sent me the second draft, and then I was like, oh, this is great too. Like, good shit,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know?
I was like, this is what you're paying for, man. You know, these are involved in the costs. You know, take them. You know.
So funny. Yeah, no. The Famine, people, if you need stuff edited, he gives great prices.
Yeah.
Great quality
Also,
work.
I do a thing on stream that I haven't done in a while. I might bring it back. I don't know. I used to do like freebies. I used to do like if like you were thinking about getting something edited, I like you had like a TikTok bit or something like that, and you thought it'd be really fun to get like heavily edited in some way. I usually do that. So if you want to drop by and drop me a clip, I think the reason I kind of stopped doing it is because people were like, I don't have a clip. So if you've got one, come by. Like I think I've done one. I've done one for you. I don't know. If
You did.
posted
I
it.
didn't
I've done
even
one
send
for,
you the
like,
clip. That's how good he is.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even send him a clip. He was like, hey, I made you a clip. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was.
Thanks,
You know what,
bro.
Riley? I was actually gonna do one for you, but you posted it yourself because you edit too quickly. It was the one where you're like, I can just do. You're playing like Zelda, and you're like, I can do this. I can just do this. I'm so great. Like, isn't it cool that I'm like a really smart gamer, dude? And then you fall off a cliff. I was like, that's hilarious. And by the time I went to edit it, you had it posted. I was like, he's good, man.
Yeah, he's good. Riley Scott, man. We don't call him the go for
He's the
nothing.
future.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows what's up. Oh man, but okay, let's keep it rolling here. Hopefully my internet can hold out. But so staying on the editing train, how did you learn to edit then? Because you were saying you kind of just started. You self-taught. Did you was it something that
Self-taught.
you? Okay, yeah, you just
Yeah, but I will say I definitely do have an advantage because, well, actually, I tried to learn editing when I was like maybe like 20 because I tried to start a YouTube channel with my friend Alan. We were like playing like horror games and stuff. We used to just like hang
those.
about at his house and play horror games for hours on end, and I never posted a single one of those videos.
Wow.
I might try to resurface them, but I don't know. Like, probably old humor probably doesn't hold up.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, so I did a bit of that, but I think the main thing is that like when I went to college, I learned like 3D animation. I learned like sound engineering. I learned like coding and stuff like that. And then when you open up like a video editing program, it's kind of like, oh, it's just a timeline, and
Yeah, I was
you just
about to
do all
say.
this stuff that you.
I'm sure it's way
yeah,
less
I learned
intimidating. Yeah.
yeah. So like when I hopped in, I didn't have that fear of like, oh shit, what the hell am I doing? So I just, even though my first edits were terrible because I didn't understand video editing principles, the technical aspect was super easy. So that's how I got into it. Like, you know that fear, like you edit one video and you're like, I'm shit or whatever like that. I just didn't have that when I started because I didn't realize how bad I was.
That's a good thing though.
It's really good.
I was about to say that's actually a good thing. Like not being overly conscious of that kind of shit is extremely important.
I think it's the same with streaming, right? It's like
100%.
it's kind of good not to have an audience at the start because you're like fucking up, and then like people show up and you're like, oh, thank fuck they weren't here for like the time my camera was upside down and I had no mic on, you know?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, streaming is that shit goes hand in hand. Like if you aren't like because that was the biggest concern for a while. Is I was like, oh man, I just feel like such a loser sitting here streaming to no one. Like I'm just like, dang, I just feel like a lame-o. But then you just kind of get over that and you're like, all right, I'm just doing my
You
shit.
kind of do. You kind of really do, don't you? I think now if like I had to restart now, I think my heart would be broken though. I don't think I could do a secret stream where I had 0 viewers.
Oh really? I was about to say I feel like I would be even more comfortable doing that now that I've.
Oh yeah, no.
It's the
I don't
opposite
think
for
I
me.
could at all.
Yeah,
I think I've been talking to people about this a lot as well, where I'm actually kind of secretly trying to become like a just chatting streamer.
I was about
don't
to
think
say
I have enough viewers yet.
You are good. Like the just chatting streams are good though. Like I don't think I could do that. I don't think I have the like. It's the same thing with AJ. Like he very much likes just chatting, and like his just chatting streams are really good. But I feel like
yeah, and he
like,
secretly is a just chatting streamer.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. He's in the melee category, but he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know when he's like, oh, I kind of ran out of things to talk about. Jill, Jill, do you want to join stream?
Yeah. He's like it. I definitely think just chatting is fire. Like that's probably like the end game for like a lot of streamers. Just a lot of people don't have the viewership for it because then it kind of because you don't have that fallback when things kind of grind to a halt. But if things are always going, then obviously.
Yeah, things naturally fall to a halt. But if you've got like 2 people in your chat talking, I think you can do just chatting. But I'm trying to do it secretly.
Sure.
I'm trying to secretly go over. I say that, but I announce it every time I go live, and I just said it on your podcast. Well, yeah, it comes back to like the game show thing. You know what I mean? I want to do the game show. I want to do editing on stream. I think, yeah, it just goes to show you how little I care about games in my life.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's good to know what you want though. Like you can't force shit. Like that. Yeah. That's like that's how I was feeling with Melee for a while. I was kind of like like this is what the people who I fuck with like, and so I'm gonna just do it. But at the end of the day, like you got to do what makes you have fun, because I'm sure towards the end of when I was playing Melee a whole bunch, like people might have been noticing that I just don't have the same juice for it. So like I stream for less time. I'm not having as much fun with it. Like it's just like you just need breaks, or you just need to be comfortable doing what you want to do rather than
I think a big part about it as well is you gotta have like sections or like something to break up your like your day or whatever like that right on stream, because I used to go live and I'd be like playing a game, whatever it is, and if I didn't enjoy it, I'd be burnt out. I'd be like, I'm ending stream, like just over, like I don't know what to do.
Me too, like that's what I do.
when I watch like I've been watching a lot of, do you know, I'm probably saying her name wrong, but Hami, FamineKid,
She's the homie.
Yeah, when I watch Hami's streams, like I think my favorite part are when we just watch like fucking cafe videos,
She's just watching the boba, like them make the boba and shit.
Yeah, so you like switching it up and stuff like that. Oh, hey, Salo, what's up, homie?
I love that, man. Salo's my boy. But
yeah. Sorry to everyone else I didn't say hi to. Just
yeah.
But yeah, it's stuff like that. I just like. I think once you get like a little bit more comfortable and stuff like that, you switching it up, having those awkward moments on stream where like you're not.
You could just have fun. You could just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like I used to be super self-conscious about it before. Like I was like, oh no, like I'm being awkward. Now I'm like,
Yeah. And I think that comes from like, I think it comes from you're watching YouTube videos of streams and they're like the highlighted edited things. Right. So like you're like, shit, mine isn't like that. And then you go watch them live and they're just sitting there like not looking at their chat, like eating their noodles, watching strange internet videos,
Facts. Yeah, I definitely think that's hella true. But okay, so now that so you're self-taught with the editing, but I feel like since you talking about this now, like it's your full-time job, I feel like you've had the opportunity to work on a lot of different stuff. So do you have any favorite projects or favorite project that you feel like you've worked on since you started doing this?
Yeah, I think so. I think it might not seem all that exciting or something like that to some people, but for Stell, I edited. Let me see let me find the name of the video here.
Mm-hmm.
I edited a vlog for him where he went to. I can't find it right now. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but he did a vlog where he went to. is it Genesis? I think he went to. No,
Tournament?
Super Smash Con 2021, and
Okay.
I don't know what it was about that. It was like kind of like he, he he's very good at like giving me exactly what I need, right? Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it was just like in the middle of like I was doing a lot of gaming content at the time where I was taking like like 4 hour, 8 hour streams and turning them into like 20-minute, 30-minute videos. It can be
Goddamn.
such
Yeah.
like a slog.
Oh, for
You know what I
sure.
mean? Yeah. And then I don't know what it was. I think I think he filmed it so well for such a beginner as well in himself. I love working with Stel, man. Stel's dope. Shout out Stel for like the third time this
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed working on that. I think like everything else I've worked with has been like non-YouTube stuff that's pretty dope. Like I worked with like an Instagram like this dude who sells like he buys and sells like houses that are like gone under foreclosure and stuff like that. And that shit was fun, but it felt scummy, you
I
know.
was about to say interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so
Yeah.
like it's really dope to like. I love just editing for someone who's like making good content, like is really pushing an angle. Like I didn't know Melee at all before Stel.
Mhm.
Like when I started watching like AJ and you and stuff like that, I'd never played. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Ever.
Mhm.
I'd never even picked up the sticks. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So like learning about like how passionate the Melee community was like through that vlog, I was like, holy shit, this isn't just like a couple of guys in a room with a
Nah, like
TV. I was like, what the
these
fuck
guys
is
fucking
this?
get down. Yeah, like these guys are
Yeah,
down
I
for the
was like,
cause.
yeah. It was so funny and like just like I didn't know who like I think like Hugo,
Mhm.
I think his name Hugs,
Hugs. Yeah.
who MF is training right now for the chess boxing tournament.
Yeah. MF.
Um,
Shout outs.
like when I was editing the video, like he's in it and stuff like that, and like I was like, you got a lot of footage of this dude. I was like, should I put it in? And stuff was like, yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, do you not know who that is? I was like, no, I only know Mango. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I think that one, and I think because it was a fun edit, it was like real professional from Stell's end. It was really fun to edit. Like, I got to do like a lot of stuff that I don't get to do with like gaming content. It felt like it felt like a step up kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And but I also got introduced to the Melee community, and it's kind of like that's been a big deal.
Oh, for sure.
Or
Yeah,
I
was
would
about
say
to
my
say,
past year
we're
of
all
my
fucking,
life.
we're all boys now. Like,
Yeah, right. Crazy.
thanks to like that's how it started. So I think that's actually pretty dope. Like, I think that's actually an interesting point you make too, because I'm trying to learn this more, especially now that you've started editing for me, because I recognize that my Twitch format is not good for YouTube content at all. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can stream in a way that's good for YouTube. And I think the way that you mentioned, like, Stel kind of did that. Like, I think though I'm thinking about that more. Like, this is something my like Big D kind of mentioned to me too. Like when he was semi editing my scary game playthroughs for me and stuff. He was like, yeah, like you gotta, like you can gear certain things toward YouTube like a little bit more.
Yeah, like we were talking about it the last video I edited for you, where I was like, I feel like guilty cutting out like you got to make it for like YouTube. You got to do it a certain way, but I had to cut like loads of like golden moments from the stream. Do you know what I mean, kind of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
It's because you got to format it for YouTube. Yeah, I think that's what it brings it back to, like the thing we were talking about a minute ago about like having sections. I think that's what makes it easier. If you like stream for 4 hours and you do like 2 hours or 4 1 hour sections or whatever like that, that's like for YouTube. Then if that's what you
Yes.
want to do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, and Riley, like you're saying, yeah, like I definitely, and I'm trying to be more like conscious of that too, like, but it's definitely because I have a very like rambly sort of nature, so like I'll be talking about one thing and then like
Yeah.
I'll just completely move on from that thing, and then like it doesn't flow well, and then you have to like do a cut, you know what I mean? And then like
Yeah, but I'm also like that, and that's where my editing skills come in, because I know I
You
gotta
know
go
how
back
to-
a few seconds.
yeah, you know how to
yeah.
juice it up a little bit, yeah. So I definitely, I'm still learning that, but shout outs to
I would
Famine
say
for
that
sticking with me
anybody in
anyways.
chat that's like thinking about doing these things, you should only try to do these things if you're trying to make YouTube content from your stream stuff. If you're just streaming to be a streamer, whether
Yeah.
that's full time or for fun, you don't gotta worry about these things.
Yeah, facts. Okay, so actually, I think I got what I wanted from that. I kind of want to talk about music with you a little bit
Okay, yeah.
because I think it's very interesting. Like, of all the streamer homies that I hang out with the most, I think you have the most diverse music taste. Like,
You think?
I think so, because between like, you know, like I was thinking about this too, because I was like, Moo and Slap both have really diverse music tastes, and I'm talking about streamer homies that who like play music on stream, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Moo sort of has like, Moo has the hip hop. He's got like the Korean
Yeah.
stuff, like the Korean jams,
Yeah,
the Japanese
pop
city
and
pop
stuff,
stuff, and then like some jazz in there too. Like, you know, but his music taste more aligns with like mine. Like, that's pretty much all the stuff I listen to. Slap kind of
Yeah.
the same way, has his own little flavor that he likes to put on. But when I come to your stream, I feel like I hear rap, I hear like house music, I hear
Yeah.
fucking. I
Death
hear like
metal.
meth metal. I just want to say I hear death metal. Like, I hear all this. I hear so much shit that I'm like, dude, like, what is this guy's music taste? Like, so I'm curious. Like,
Yeah.
how do you feel like your music taste was shaped? Like, was it like, you know what I mean? Like, some
I
people
know.
like grew up listening to certain things, or was it just for you? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, so like I would say like house and stuff like that is something only recent. But where I grew up, like, how would you explain it? So like I grew up in the middle of nowhere, but there was this like massive metal scene for no fucking reason, right?
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, like there was these like two bands, Raw Dogs and Insanity, I think they were called, and
Raw dogs.
Raw Dogs.
I love.
Yeah, Raw Dogs. Yeah, it's not
tight.
like DAWGS, right?
That's tight.
Terrible name. Fucking amazing band. They were like this, like kind of like thrash metal inspired band. Really good singer, mental singer. He used to like fucking take his like. We'd be in like a tiny bar, by the way. Like I'm talking about like tiny, like would fit like 40 people, and we'd have 40
wow.
people in there. And the lead singer would like take his top off, and he'd have like loads of stuff written all over his body, and he'd be like lighting like sparklers and spurning himself and stuff. I don't know how to explain it, right?
Holy
Mental,
shit.
right? We used to be like full on mosh pits in this tiny bar in Carrick, and and then the other band were Insanity. We're kind of like this like more like Lamb of God, like metal-y, core-y kind of stuff band or whatever. So like every fucking gig would be the two of them like headlining, either one or the other, and then the local bands would play underneath them. So, and that was a lot of people in the crowd.
Yeah.
So I grew up with that, so I had this massive metal influence that was brought into me from like secondary school. Everybody I hung about with, it was so funny. We thought we were like the rejects of the school. We were like, nobody likes us. We're at the back of the school wearing our all black and listening to our metal and stuff
the
like
edgy
that.
kids.
Yeah, but we had like the biggest friend group in the school because of that, because all the rejects hung out together then. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
but
thanks.
yeah, so we would all go to these gigs. It was like full of metalheads, but also at the same time as that, I grew up around like when I was like 12 or 13, I was introduced to like 50 Cent and like Dizzy Rascal, so like grime, but also American hip hop.
Wow.
So like while that was happening, me and my friend Alan, who originally may have not hung about with the metal groups, but eventually like joined in, we had this like big like we've always been lyric guys, like listening to like Big L, listening to Dizzy Rascal, very big into our like hip hop lyrics. So I had like those two strains, and then you know the hip hop thing, kind of like nobody really would listen to it outside of like me and him, but
Yeah.
we would hang out all the time, and this is all we would play. And then when I was with the other groups, that's how we got into like Queens of the Stone Age, you know, like Jimi Hendrix. So like that's when I learned about rock music.
I was about to say,
And
yeah,
it's just one of these things where like every time I met a new group, by that stage it's just different music. I had become like a music head. So every time I met a new group, they'd be like, "Oh, we listen to house." I'm like, "I'm going. We're going to a house gig. I don't give a fuck. I don't know anything about this." I mean, so yeah, I thought it was weird. It was funny when I got to college. I thought everybody was metalheads. I thought it was like super popular all over the country, and it turns
Yeah.
out no, not at all. So I was like listening to like brutal death metal, being like, "Yo, what do you mean you've never heard of like cattle decapitation?" Yes, you know.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was about to say, because metal for me is definitely like, I've never really been exposed to it, and honestly, it just is not. It's not really for me either. Like, it's so intense. I'm like, when I'm listening to
Yeah.
music, I'm either trying to like hear some profound ass lyrics, or I just want to hear like some cool shit. You know, like game music. Like, just what can they do? What can they do with this shit?
Yeah, it's weird for me with metal. It feels like I always use this analogy, but like if you are like just like standing minding your own business and like a train just drives past and it's just like noisy and screamy and like
Mm-hmm.
distracting and like a horrible experience. You're like, damn, I really didn't want that to happen. But if you're like an engineer and someone who
Mm-hmm.
like really enjoys trains and stuff like that, going up to one and like you don't hear all the
Yeah.
noise, you hear
You
like
just hear
the
the inner
individual.
workings.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
That
So
was
like I think if you,
beautiful. That was
yeah, right.
that
So
was
yeah, so
top
I think
tier.
like if you're like just standing minding your own business and someone just comes past blasting death metal, you're like, what the fuck was that? But if you've grown up and someone's introduced you to like this is why we like death metal drums. This is why we like the vocals. This is you're kind of like, oh shit. So
Mm-hmm.
like when I listen to bands like Meshuggah or like Death or whatever like that, like it feels like gears ticking. So it's very relaxing for me. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard to explain, right?
Wow. No,
Well,
that
I mean, I just explained it. I think.
you explain you couldn't have explained it better. I would
Yeah, right.
argue that was the best explanation I've heard for anything.
Yeah,
That
Salo
was,
gets it. I think I
yeah.
picked two of the best examples there as
Yeah.
well. So
That's no, that's amazing. I definitely get it, and I wasn't like trying to be like, oh yeah, metal is just, like, but I was just saying like my own
no,
personal
metal is
flavor.
a little bit like that. I
Yeah,
think it's
and, like, everyone
there's a
has their
little
own
bit of that.
personal, flavor. Like I'm very
No,
much relaxed and like
but
jazz and shit.
I do think there's an element of like with metal and stuff. It's an extreme genre, even though it's quite popular. So I don't. It's not one of those like if someone's like, oh man, I don't like ABBA or I don't like, you know what I mean? You're like, shut the fuck up, man. Everybody likes ABBA. But if someone's like, I don't like Meshuggah, you're like, oh, I get that.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shut the
no.
fuck up. Everybody likes ABBA, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
MF with the request.
And with my best headbang, yeah, I don't know if my camera's gonna pick it up, but I got the hair. I gotta give it a go.
Yeah, I was about to say you got the hair. Whip it out for the people, man. I love that shit, dude. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, my friend. The hair works, man. The hair
Yeah, man,
makes
I've been
it
growing
work.
it for like 11 years now,
Yeah,
man.
that's definitely what I'm trying to get there, bro. Yeah, no, but I definitely feel that. I like that analogy a lot, actually. I think it's, yeah. I mean, that's a dope part about music too. Like, obviously I had Slap on here a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about, and,
Dude,
it's
it's
like a
talented.
completely different, yeah, like just spectrum of the music wheel or whatever you want to call it. So
He didn't even plug himself. You know, he makes music that like
I know that's
like
what I was like, bro. Like, please stop being so humble.
yeah.
Just plug yourself, my friend. But yeah, no, I love that, man. But yeah, I
But yeah, I guess other than that, like metal is actually, I would say, like a tiny part of my life. I would say that like, sorry, I don't want to say tiny. It's like hip hop is my thing. That's
yeah.
it.
I was
Like
about
I
to
just
say,
like
I feel like
all
that's your
forms of
main thing
music.
too. Yeah, low key. But
Yeah, yeah. I think it makes it. And I'm a lyric guy, so like it's so funny. Like I think when you meet other hip hop people, they're like beat type guys or like production or whatever like that. So I love like meeting people who are do you know who someone I haven't like properly dug into
Hmm.
is like Nujabes and
Oh yeah.
shit, I'm forgetting his name right now. People are gonna Dilla. Like I haven't even like
Mm-hmm.
dug deep into Dilla and stuff like
Yeah.
that because but I know like every Big L undercut because he's
Mm-hmm.
like the punchline king, you know.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Yeah, Nujabes, Dilla, like that's definitely. I think that's like there's a lot of because there's so much stuff that I haven't dug into as well. Like whenever I hear AJ and like Coco talking about some shit, I'm like, damn. I was like,
Actually, yeah.
I think I'm a hip hop head. I'm a fucking fraud.
No. Yeah, no. I think the reason I actually know all of you is, well, it's from Stel. Stel, I was streaming one day and I was like, hey, I don't have anybody on. Does anybody want me to raid someone? And Stel was like, yeah, raid Smasher Magazine. And I was hammered. I was really drunk on stream.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh wow, it's not like that happens all the time, right? But I raided into Smasher Magazine, and when I got there, I could just see Mad Villain in the background. And I was like, I might stick around.
Me
for this.
too. Literally, when I came into AJ stream, he was like bumping some MF Doom and some other shit. I was like, oh, because I grew up in California, right? And everyone, I don't even know what the fuck people listen to. Like people, my SoCal people, like, because I did not know not one hip hop head. Like I was a weirdo. People listen to trap music.
Yeah.
Like people listen to shit that you can party to, basically. Like people just listen to music that you can party to, and then like the mainstream stuff, like all the Drakes and whatever
Yeah.
whoever else is popular, right?
Yeah.
Like I literally I never was into any of that shit. I was always just listening to like hip hop. I was listening to old school hip hop. I was listening to jazz. Anytime someone heard I listen to jazz, they're like, "What are you, some old ass man? Like, what are you like?"
Jazz fan.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking love jazz. Yeah.
This is I've never heard of this.
Oh no, yeah. Me and Moo definitely like bonded hella over jazz. Like when he was here, I was.
What kind of artists are you into?
I do.
Sorry,
I
this
just
is like
yeah.
forget the podcast. I just want to know.
I just love the old school stuff. I love the old school, like Coltrane, like yeah, just like all the classic old school shit. But honestly, and the thing is about jazz too for me, like Oscar Peterson Trio is another one that I'm super into. Like I love the Oscar Peterson Trio. But like jazz for me is more about like it's more songs rather than artists for me. Like
yeah.
It's not as attached to artists for me as opposed to like hip hop or something would be, because you have a certain style, whereas jazz is more like it's different. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like
every artist in jazz, they experiment so much that you're like, this isn't what I know them for, kind of thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've all got that one artist though, right? Like mine is Mingus, Charles Mingus, man. When I found him, I was like, fuck, Jesus, what the hell is this?
Absolutely, dude. Like jazz just makes me, that shit just makes me feel some type of way. Like I don't know.
Do you know what as well? I think it's the one genre where like you can't just put on like a 2-minute song and be like, oh man, these cats are cooking. You gotta like you be listening like 20 minutes and you're like just in your room like
yeah, dude. I'm like you're feeling like you're going through the ups and downs and you're just like dude. Like jazz is beautiful. Jazz is honestly fucking
so
beautiful.
Good.
Like,
oh man.
I love that, dude. It's like powering up over there.
Yeah, man. I literally had that. I don't want to get the name of the album wrong. It's like
so
Mingus.
funny.
It's like the Sinner or something like that. The Black Saint and the Sinner Lady.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a part in it where you get to like the group dancers song. I don't know what it's called, but like I was in my room one day, like I think I was editing as well, but I didn't need audio. I was like just doing like subtitle and stuff. And like by the time we got to that song, I was like I haven't edited in about 5 minutes. I've just been air drumming here, just being like like it took over me.
The music's taking over.
Yeah.
I've definitely been there. Yeah, I've actually been getting more into classical music too. My boy Tien, shout outs to Trevor. Tien is he plays the bassoon and he's like in a classical like music group. So he's been because I was talking about how I did not know any like modern classical music really. So he's like, "Oh bro, I got you." He sent me his whole playlist, like hooked it up. He's like, "I played some of these songs." He's like, I was like, see, Tien, that's my boy, bro.
It's
like,
kind of funny as well, isn't it?
Up.
The thing with classical music, when you listen to it, you're like, shit, man, this is just video game music.
Literally. And that's like 50% of what I listen to.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, no, I don't know any modern classical music, but I know every song from every modern JRPG. Like,
yes, exactly. Literally. That is my life story.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but no, I definitely feel, and that was good because I hella been wanting to talk with you about music too, because every time I come to your stream, I just don't mention it because I'm saving it for this very podcast. Yeah. But I want to talk
about music all day. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was about to say that's why I gotta keep us moving. That's the unfortunate job of being the host. But
true.
We're still staying on the music train a little bit because for people who don't know, or maybe might not know, but Famine actually raps. So
yes, sir.
He does do some rapping. So I'm curious, like actually, because you were talking about 50 Cent a little bit and stuff like that, like how you got into it, like what got you into rapping? Like how did that sort of start?
Well, actually, I come from Ireland. It's the land of like poets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We got like a lot of big poets over here. So it didn't start out as rapping. It started off as like more flow than his hair. Damn, man. Future stars, man.
I was about to say that's kind of a bar right there.
Stealing that one. But yeah, I started off as like poetry, just kind of like, I don't know, man. I had a lot of shit to say when I was younger, I guess, and I didn't know how to say it. So I like started writing poems, and like after about 2 or 3, I was like, oh fuck, man. I was like, this is really fun. I started like performing them to my friend Alan that I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, he's like my go-to with pretty much anything outside of the internet. Um, and he was kind of like, yeah, man, these are kind of good, but like you're kind of stiff, man. I was like, oh yeah, and like he's really honest with me. Like he wouldn't be saying that to like be a bastard.
No, I was about to say,
that.
like, constructive criticism is those are the best kinds of friends that you can have. Like, they can criticize you without being dicks. Like, give you actual helpful feedback.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, you should have you practiced them before you came to me? And I was like, this is like the first time I've said these out loud. And he was like, you should like say them out loud to yourself. I was like, oh yeah, cool, absolutely. And then I went home and I started saying some of them, and then I was like, I can't get these right without doing them in rhythm.
The music just started taking over.
Yeah, it really did. It was like when I was saying them out loud, I realized like, oh, this line's got like 8 syllables and this line's got 7. And I'm trying to say them the same way, so now I have to flow. You know what I mean? I have to like squeeze them in the same time, or whatever, or it just doesn't feel right. And then like a week later, I was like, "Fuck this poetry shit, man! Hip hop and rap—that's the fucking way forward." And I started rapping. Yeah, and it kind of like freed up the like, I don't know, like how serious I was taking myself with the poetry. So I take the lyrics very serious, but I don't take myself at all.
Yeah,
and that's where I got the name Famine from. You know, that's where Famine came from, because I was just like being Paddy. I was just being me, and then I wrote this line. It was like, you're this type of gas in the past, and the type of gas in the past, and the bite of the salmon and knowledge. Why stop now? I've been starving since the famine. You bollocks, you could have. And then I was like, oh, Famine. I was like,
that's kind of hard.
That's a good name.
Yeah, that's kind of hard.
That's a good name. Yeah. I was like, fuck. So yeah, that's where yeah. So I originally as well, I was gonna like become like a rapper. I was gonna perform on stage and stuff like that, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like as Famine. Do you know what I mean? But I was gonna do it like all like masked, and I was gonna be like, you know, like the embodiment of the famine in Ireland, and all these things. And then I started live streaming, and then my face is all over the internet as the name Famine. So
it'll ruin the mystery.
Yeah, I kind of ruined the mystery there, like by telling every intricate detail of my life on the internet for the past 2 years. You know,
I was about to say the podcast is immortalized now, man.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Everyone's gonna know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually pretty dope. I feel like that's actually such an interesting like gateway, I guess, like poetry to hip hop lyricism. But it actually does make sense because they're very similar. Like,
it makes a lot of sense, yeah. And I think like a lot of, like, definitely where I'm from, a lot of the best like poets are rappers as well. Do you know what I mean? They might just do it a cappella. Okay. There's like a lot of like everybody I know has like a flow within them that's a poet. Like, yeah, there's a poet, Hazel Hogan from Ireland, who's like just this. I met her once or twice. She's a really nice lady, but like she's considers herself a poet. And like, there's a lot of written poetry. Like, you can buy her like material and stuff like that. But when you see her perform live, it's just like you're kind of rapping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't even think of it that way. But like, every time she performs the thing, it sounds the same. The cadence, the flow is good. You know what I mean? So, and then sometimes you go see some bad poets, and you're like, dude, maybe you should go home and practice them a bit more. Maybe you need an Alan in your life. You know?
I feel that. Yeah, because my boy from college. He was like super into poetry. Like, that's sort of what he majored in, is like English, but he's like doing poems, like writing poetry. He's like trying to get published and all that shit. And he's like obviously a big hip hop fan too. So like, I definitely think it's yeah. But I mean, like Slap said, rhythm and poetry, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm fake as fuck. I did not know that stood for that.
It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It's a backronym.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say. I was like,
yeah, it's just a backronym. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, wait a minute.
It fits really well though. Yeah.
I was about to say it does fit. Yeah, because my boy is definitely super into. He never made music or anything, but
where does the word rap come from?
That's a great question.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, that's a weird word. Idea. We're not going to find it today though.
Yeah, not today, but you know, we might circle back. We might check back in.
But yeah, I've been thinking of doing a rap stream soon, like playing some songs and stuff. Yeah. I need to figure it out though, because I want it to sound good. I was talking to Moo about it actually.
I was about to,
I'm
I
gonna
was
do
in
soon,
your
but
stream when you were talking about it too. Like you were talking about setting
yeah,
the
yeah,
audio and then like having like these. You were saying like having the audio tracking and like all this stuff. You know, like just
yeah.
potentially
And
setting all
do
that
you know
up.
what a big part about it as well is that a lot of the a lot of the songs that I write to, like I don't like writing to like famous songs, so I go on BeatStars, right, and I find the song and I write to it, but
Hmm.
like I have no intention of like buying that song because I'm doing it as a hobby.
Yeah, yeah.
So like now, I'm like shit. That was a bad idea because now if I want to do like a rap stream, it's just gonna have beatstars.com. If you want it, buy it. The whole
Nice. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to figure that out. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to get beats ready
Mm-hmm.
for the stream.
Oh, that's pretty hilarious. If you want it, buy
So
it. That's
if you
funny as
want
fuck.
it, buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny as fuck. I feel like what's so do you feel like you have what's sort of the writing process? Like I'm always very interested. I didn't get to ask Slap this really even though I wanted to, like, when you're writing lyrics, when you're making lyrics, like what is sort of the process that goes into that?
Yeah, I think it's one of two ways. I think like sometimes I write just to be active. Like I haven't been doing it lately, but sometimes I write just to be active. Doesn't matter. I'm not trying to like write a song. I'm just trying to get like my thoughts out. Maybe like think of like learn how to like do new like techniques or something, like figure out some multi-syllables, something like in the bank for later.
Yeah.
But for when it comes to writing a song, because I come from like the poetry thing, I'm never really writing just like I'm the best rapper. I rippity rap. Come listen to me rap. I'm the best rapper. And there's a lot of place for that in hip hop. I fucking love that music. I'm not trying to be rude to it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it definitely, mine always definitely comes from a place of having either like a theme throughout the song or like a concept or something like that. So like trying to think like the last song I wrote, Mammon, right? The last song I wrote, Mammon, came from like a place of like maybe no, that's too political. I can't bring that one up. Monster's easy. Monster's easier. Like I had this idea in my head of like, I'm not a monster. I don't live under your bed, but I prosper. I own what's over your head. So it's like about landlords. So like, you know what I mean? It's what it is.
Shit.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I'm not a monster. I don't live under your bed, but I do own your house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and so then I have that process of like, I'm not a monster. I'm just a guy like you, but I do this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you sort of build
so
on it from the initial idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So like,
That's dope.
that's how it happens. I stay active. I write like when I'm in the mood. Sometimes you're just not in the mood, right? Because I do it as a hobby. It's not like a full-time thing for me.
Yeah.
I don't structure it as strongly as I probably should. But I like write constantly. I get my multi-syllables down. I like get my techniques down. I like have flows ready and stuff like that for when an idea like that hits. When something like that hits, I'm like, oh fuck, that's a hook.
Yeah.
That's about. I've got a whole song now. Now I have to do a song about landlordism and like monster themed and stuff like that.
That's amazing. Yeah.
But that's it. That's what happened. But like, it's a happy coincidence. I never sit down to think like I'm gonna do a song about landlords, because if you try to do that, it's the corniest shit ever, man. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Like
I feel that.
Yeah, I tried to write a poem one time about like, I don't know if you know about like the traveling community in Ireland. I don't know if you know what that is. But we like it's like it's like a slur word to use, but people might think of them as gypsies. That they're Irish travelers in our country, and I've got like traveler friends and stuff like that. And I was trying to write like a song that's kind of like, we need to like be better towards our like, people are pretty horrific to travelers here in this country.
Okay.
And I tried so hard. I was like trying really, really, really hard to write this like peace and love and joy like song about like travelers
without making it corny.
Yeah, and I took it to my friend Shane, and I was like, "Man, this is terrible, right? Isn't it?" And he's a traveler or whatever, and he was like, "Man, fucking put this in the bin, man." He was like stop this shit, and I was like, "Yeah, cool." And then I had just had this other bar. I had this other song where I was like, yeah, my name is Paddy, and like my dad's name is Francie, and I've got like uncles called like John, and like we've got all these like stereotypical traveler names in our country, in my family, and like, you know what I mean, there's like I've got like 50 first cousins. My dad's like one of 13 people or something like that, one of 13 siblings, and And I wrote that like into a rhyme as a joke or whatever like that, and I talked to Shane about it afterwards, and he was like, "This is you've solved it all here in one bar." Like, do you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
other shit you tried to do with the whole song is terrible, and
Yeah,
here it is.
yeah.
There's the peace and unity right there.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Like, yeah, like making it relatable instead of being like, hey,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
peace, love, and joy. You know, I feel that.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, no, I relate to this. I relate to this fact that you're like one of 50, and like you've got a cousin with the same name as you. Like, do you know what I mean? He was like, I relate to that more than I relate to that bullshit you tried to do earlier. I was like, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
That's so funny, man. I mean, hey, that's the feedback you need, though. Like, you know,
it is
for the travelers, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shane is like one of my closest friends. He's like a rapper called Dirt, and it's so good to have like I hate to admit it, but he's better than me, and it's like it's so good to have someone like that in your life. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, for
He's
sure.
just like someone you. Yeah.
I was talking with this about Slap too. Like, it takes, because especially as you interact with more people as you just get older, not a lot of people can actually take genuine criticism. Like, they can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, so like whenever I see people who are able to like take the shit and be like, hey, yeah, like, and use it to get better, you know what I mean? Because it's not like they're saying it to shit on you, but you know, it's like
most people are being nice, actually saying it.
I was about to say, like, they're putting it in nicer ways or whatever, but some people like get offended if you're like, oh, actually, maybe you could change this. It's like, what the? Especially like growing up in SoCal, like, people are hella like weirdly prideful about the things that they think they know, if that makes sense. So it's like, if you try and even have a discussion, not even like, because I don't come at people like, oh, you're wrong about this, but I'm like, oh, have you thought about this? Have you tried this? Like, you might want to, and then like, you know, so it definitely takes like a bigger person to be able to hear constructive criticism and like take that and actually like use it.
Yeah,
so,
I get that as well. It feels like a superpower sometimes.
Oh, for sure,
like
it is.
You talk to you. Yeah, I come from like a Colchi family, which is kind of like Colchi doesn't translate at all. It's like a word for like someone who comes from the middle of nowhere. Like, I guess like a redneck, right?
Yeah, I
They
was
come
about to
from,
say,
like, a
yeah.
rural-
Yeah, like I've heard you use the word, like I've heard you use that and compare it to like kind of like a redneck before too. So yeah.
Yeah, like so I'm like come from a Colchi family. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of like, oh, hey, you should do it the other way. Shut the fuck up, don't you?
Yeah,
don't
yes,
you tell
yes.
yeah, you know, like very like emotionally like restrained or whatever like that. So
Yes.
like having like that ability to be like
okay.
what's the word, like, oh yeah, you should do it another way. Oh, okay, cool,
Yeah,
thanks.
like, oh,
Feels
you
like a
might be
superpower where I
spitting.
come
Yeah,
from.
you might be spitting.
Yeah, like
right now.
my mom said to me one time, she was like, "Damn, you're like so patient. Like, I don't know how you can just like wait for this bus." And I was like, "What the fuck does that? What are you talking about? The bus is coming." Like I got
what else am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to go track the
Yeah,
bus down.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah, shoot, you know.
That is so funny. Yeah, bro. Yeah, no, I
Shout outs
definitely
to my
think,
mom.
yeah, there's definitely something to that. So I respect that. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you, my friend. This was extremely fun. I had so much
Yeah, I
fun.
had a
You
lot
were
of
a
fun.
great
Yeah, me
great
too.
guest, my friend. The convo is flowing easily. We got into all kinds of other shit I didn't even have planned. I love when that happens.
Yeah,
man.
I that's the best part, right? That is the best part.
Yeah. No, I hella appreciate you, my guy. You know, shout outs to
Yeah,
Famine
man.
again. Like, this is my boy.
Thanks.
He edits for me. He's just my fucking friend. We hang out in each other's
Yeah, we just
streams.
homies, yeah.
We're just my boy. Like, so it was great having you on. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. So
Yeah, I've been too. I'm so glad you had me on, and
Yeah.
I'll see you for towing the line soon too.
yeah,
right?
yeah. I was about to say, bro. Hey, it's just you hit my line, man. You know where to find me.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm hella excited for that. The K-Moo episode will be popping.
It will be on a Thursday, everybody.
Yeah, on
in
a
the
Thursday.
future.
On a Thursday. Yeah, no. I appreciate you, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, peace out.
Thanks so much for hopping on. And
Thanks for having
yeah,
me. Bye, chat.
yeah. See you, buddy.
Bye, YouTube.
Yeah, bye, YouTube. God bless that, man. Thanks, guys. This is I appreciate all the feedback. Oh wait, I should get rid of this, huh? You guys can't see our DMs. Those are secret plans in there. You guys can't see that shit. Yeah, but yeah, no, shout outs. Dude, I feel like it's so hard for me to tell if I'm getting better or if the guests are just like or if I'm just like the guests are just more comfortable now that I've been doing this for a while, cuz the podcasts have been so good. Like they've been so good. Like I definitely feel I'm getting more comfortable with it. Like this today, I felt like was really fucking was popping. Like, dude, Slap and Sallow, I actually have to apologize to both of you because I literally wish I asked about like the writing process for music. Like whenever I have musicians on, I need to have that because I think it's going to be so interesting to get different perspectives. And I also just love having all my musically talented friends like teach me new shit because I don't know that much about music. I just love music, but I don't actually know that much about it. So shout outs Famine, Sallow, Slap, my musical boys. I mean, just everyone who hops on the pod for real. Like I love all y'all so much. I appreciate you. This was extremely fun. Like Famine's my fucking boy. And that's like actually that's not the first time Famine and I have spoken. Like we talked about the editor stuff, but I feel like that's the first time we've had a casual conversation like talking to each other. So that was dope. Yeah. Just have us back on. Yeah, no, I definitely will. Like I already dude, like for Sallow too, because Sallow was my first one. Sallow got the short end of the stick, man, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I did not know what I was doing, bro. Like when I have Sallow back on, oh my gosh, that's gonna be crazy. That was gonna be so good. I fucking love Slap, bro. Oh man, yeah, but next episode is gonna be like Monday or Tuesday, I think. I'm gonna have Dusky on. And then after that, we'll see. I'm still saving Moo. Moo's the ringer. I also just feel like people won't want to hear me and Moo talk because you hear us talk like 4 times a week anyways. But it'll be a little different. I'm sure I just got to think of an angle for Mr. Boo Boxo here. We'll probably just make it more musical because Moo and I don't talk about music as much on stream. So I'll probably just make it more music geared. The Moo episode will be fun. Yeah, that'll be really fun. But I actually like this. Like I feel like the Famine episode was more casual than I normally do, which is nice. Like I kind of like that. So yeah, I appreciate all y'all. I always want to hear you and Moo talk. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, though this is fun though. I'll be back later. I'm gonna play some more. Oh, Famine just went live. Nice. Perfect timing. I'm gonna be back later playing Yomi Hustle with my boys. So that's the game I was playing yesterday. Mine was so professional and intense. I don't know if you're joking, Slap, but I actually felt like it was a little. It wasn't like intense, but it was like it was like heartfelt. It was heartfelt. I definitely felt some I felt some emotions, in a good way. I definitely felt. I'm having Dusky on next, and then after that I'm gonna see. I really want to have Galaxus on. Like Galax will be a really, really good episode, but I'll see because I know he's busy a lot, so I gotta hit him up. Ludwig. Yeah, I really want to have Galax on. Like that's one of my dream guests right now. But yeah, I'll be back. I'll be streaming later, so I appreciate all y'all. All the people who came from AJ Raid, all the followers. Oh wait, I didn't even thank the followers. Swirsky, Dizzle Dongy, Rapshot, Green Treat. Oh yeah, these are all the AJ homies. Boa, thanks for the resub if you're still here. Did I just unraid? Fuck. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, but thanks for all the follows, you guys. Yeah, I'm trying to podcast every week, so if you like that, either give the YouTube a sub because these are all going on YouTube. But yeah, much love everybody. Enjoy Famine, and I'll see you guys. I'll see some of you guys later. I'll be back in a couple hours. So peace.